guys. It's episode 54 of Two Girls Chirping. I'm Lauren.
I'm Abby.
Welcome.
Welcome. Oh.
It was a 7 brew day. It's a 7 brew day. It's spooky ooky. It's overcast.
It is very.
It's fall weather. It's a 7 brew day.
Absolutely. It's 7 brew, sweaters, The Walking Dead.
Yep. We've made it to season 4, y'all.
Technically, I'm supposed to be working today, but it is what it is.
This is your lunch break. It's okay.
Yeah, this is my lunch break. Oh my gosh. Let me show my phone case.
Oh, yeah.
First of all, Double Hockey Sticks, which is like a hockey merch brand. They have the funniest stuff. Did a collab with Kendra, which if you've ever seen a video of a girl singing about Caden Gooley lacerating his calf, like a frog in grade 10 biology class, that's Kendra. This is my phone case.
There it is.
I felt like a beauty. What is it? An MUA? A makeup artist.
I was going to say, I don't freaking know.
I'm obsessed with it. It's Lane Hudson's face if you are just listening, but it's like all over my phone case.
Well, shoot, now I have FOMO. I'm going to show y'all mine.
Oh, yes. Show us your phone case. Do you want me to?
Wow, that's incredibly frustrating.
Well, the camera tries to focus on your face.
It shouldn't. I look better from a distance. That's the top thing you look at from a distance.
Oh, Cooper. Okay, I do have a couple updates. Even though this is coming out, there'll be an episode that comes out before this one.
This will be coming out in 2 weeks, yeah.
Yeah. I phrased that the worst way possible.
No, you didn't.
But I do have a few notes. Technically, this is our 1-year anniversary episode. This will come out October 7th, and our first episode was uploaded October 8th.
Wow.
Yeah.
A year in the life. I think Rachel's the only one who commented and said that she's been here from the beginning.
Yeah, people don't really
We see you, Rachel. No one comments on YouTube.
No one comments.
I mean, people comment on TikTok, but like no one comments on YouTube. Every once in a while, someone will comment on Spotify, and I live for it.
Montana comments on Spotify.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shout out Montana. A couple things. Oh, speaking of YouTube, William Nylander has created a YouTube channel. I haven't looked into it at all, but I saw that he like announced it with some promo. It's like a TV show level production of his announcement.
Like, for why?
Vibes.
I'm not at all surprised. It's on track for him.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and give Ella the credit for it.
100%. That's Ella Nylander.
And I'm probably going to eat it up, probably.
Oh, for sure. Good. For sure. And then I have one thing. We're going to talk about it briefly, and then we're going to move on, because I'm so fucking sick of having to discuss these 5 Canadian players a part of the sexual assault trial. Like, honestly, it shouldn't even be a discussion anymore.
Are they all Canadian, or did they just play?
They're all Canadian.
Okay.
Jordan Stahl, who is the captain for the Carolina Hurricanes.
Allegedly.
Which they're rumored to be thinking about signing him.
Only 3 teams as of today have said publicly that they're not looking into signing the 5 of them.
Yeah. The Canes, though, have said that they are thinking about signing McLeod, which is pissing me off. But Jordan Stahl, who is the captain of the Canes, was asked about it. And I'll just read you his quote. "Those guys have been through the whole thing and came out acquitted. I'm sure all of them regret what went on and what happened, but are moving forward and moving on. Everyone makes mistakes, including myself. As an 18-year-old kid, I've done some stupid stuff. I went to jail. I had to go through a lot of crap because of it, and it wasn't fun." Which, if you don't know why he went to jail, it was on Eric Stahl, his older brother's bachelor trip. They were drinking, and they were causing a scene, and he was arrested for underage drinking.
But Jordan wasn't even technically a part of that, because he was in his bed asleep.
Yeah,
but it was their group.
Yeah.
So they all got in trouble for it.
Now, I don't necessarily think that you can compare that to
underage
a girl. You lost me on that one.
It was a weird thing to be super compassionate and inclusive about.
Mm-hmm.
But hey, that's their captain. Every single day, I grow a little bit further away from the Hurricanes, which sucks because
so
I really
disappointing.
love the players, but that organization is pissing me off.
I know, and like we bought tickets and we booked a whole thing.
Oh, we're going.
We're going. I just might have to cheer for the other team.
I mean, I might boo Stahl, but like Sebastian Aho is my captain, and I saw after you told me about that this morning. I like looked into it and saw that a lot of people were like, Aho would have never said this shit. And I was like, exactly.
Aho would have kept his mouth shut. And as far as I've seen, has.
Yeah. Because why are you commenting?
Literally, why are you commenting?
If you get asked that question, you say, I don't care to comment on that right now.
Yeah.
You're so good at it. You do it for so many other polarizing issues in hockey.
Yeah, why is this the one? Anyways.
But hey, apparently... everyone makes mistakes, you know?
Yeah. I've got some Habs news and some Habs injuries and some other injuries that I just want to hit before we get into our teams.
Okay.
Nick Suzuki has a younger brother. And in the back of my mind, I knew this, but it wasn't until I saw him playing with the Canes, actually, in preseason games that I was like, oh my God, there's another Suzuki out there?
Dude, that's how I felt about seeing Ethan Edwards in a Devils uniform. I was like,
yeah.
I forgot you were coming here.
Also, he scored a goal. I don't know if you saw that.
I didn't see that, but I did see him like struggle to get off the ice and onto the bench. I don't know. The jury's out on that one. I don't know anything about him.
Hey, he might be taking Luke's spot at this point in time.
Why would you say that shit to me?
I'm sorry. Moving on. Kirby Dach is back.
Yes,
he played
Kirby
his
Dach.
first preseason game. Hopefully he's played multiple preseason games by the time this has come out, and hopefully he's having success. He looked all right. I mean, for not playing a game in a long time, he looked decent. He's on a line with Line and Dach, or obviously Dach. Line and Demidov.
Did he come back for playoffs?
No.
Okay. Well, Demidov and little Jack-Eye. What's his name?
Florian Jack-Eye. Okay.
They are emerging as a strong little duo.
I think Florian Jack-Eye is about to earn a spot as a regular.
Interesting.
I truly do think, if you missed it, the Jack-Eye brothers, Arber's little brother, Florian, has played for the Rocket for a while. He had like 60-something points in as many games last season in the AHL.
Yeah.
And he came in, they played their first game together. And on the same team, and their mom drove it. It was beautiful. But that was just like a masterclass in how to be a Jack-Eye, because Florian scored, had an assist. He had a Gordie Howe hat trick. He scored, he had an assist, and he got in a fight. Arber scored.
It was not a good fight, though.
It was not a good fight.
But, that's okay.
Yeah.
They didn't come at it from really great angles. And then when he took the low ground, I was like,
well, also, Florian kind of picked an established, bigger player, too.
He picked a big one.
He did his big one. He did his big one.
He said, please put me on the roster, coach.
Yeah. It was so funny. They panned to their mom and Arber's girlfriend in the crowd. And Arber's girlfriend is like, whoa! And their mom is like, oh my God.
Their mom's just like...
she looked terrified.
Well, I think Arber, from what I saw, he commented and was like, yeah, he had a great game, but I have to remember that he's not a little boy anymore and he's a full-grown man, because I got scared when he was out there fighting.
Yeah. And Arber also scored, and it wasn't a fight, but he dropped the gloves, but they didn't fight. He got a reffing penalty. So, either way,
yeah,
the Jackass had a good game.
Yeah.
And their mom was back home for work the next morning.
And they wore nice suits.
They did. That's true. On the same Canadians thing, Slough is wearing a cage, at least at this point in time. Pizzetta, his face got cut by a skate blade. Pretty bad, actually. And so he's wearing a cage in the meanwhile.
Not as bad as Emma's friend's lung got cut.
Dude, Emma, I know it's been weeks, so we've probably gotten an update. I hope he's okay.
At the time of this recording, we had talked to you about this yesterday.
Yes. Noah Dobson and Caden Gooley are both day-to-day with groin injuries. Now, it was also either Kent Hughes or Martin St. Louis said there's a different threshold for what you're willing to play through in preseason, so hopefully it's not that big of a deal.
Well, Martin St. Louis said that he wasn't worried about it.
Yeah.
So if he's not worried about it, I'm not worried about it.
Yeah. I am worried about Jamie Benn, though.
Me too.
For the Stars, he is out at least 4 weeks. By the time this is coming out, at least 3 for a collapsed lung.
I mean, I just don't really see the point of playing your Stars in preseason.
I think that
I think it's a great opportunity. Well, yes, but like going off of it, I don't think it's like it just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I feel like you should hold them because I feel like preseason is really a chance for other people to prove themselves, and you should just bench your Stars.
I agree to an extent. Unless you're throwing together a new line, that's an easy way to see if they can build chemistry. But like for the most part, I mean, not to bring up Kirby Doc every episode, but a couple seasons ago he got injured the second game in preseason. Patrick Laine got injured the same game in preseason, and they were both out for an extended period of time. Mm-hmm. So, like, is it worth it? I don't know.
I think he get hurt in practice? You know that?
Jamie Benn. I'm not sure, but I do know that Alexander Barkov, the captain for the Florida Panthers, was helped off the ice at training camp.
Yeah.
With a supposed knee injury. He's having knee surgery and could be out the whole season and will likely miss the Olympics. Which, if he's out the whole season, he should miss the Olympics.
Jamie Benn suffered that injury in the preseason game. I thought so. I couldn't remember if Barkov or Jamie Benn.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember which one was out of practice and which one was in a preseason game.
Fair.
Well, you know what they say. Stars go out in Dallas. That's the night that the lights went out in Georgia.
That trend is so interesting to me. Because the people using it, I'm like, are you not listening to the lyrics of this song?
Oh, is that a trend? What are people doing?
What's her name? Oh my gosh. Bailey King is, I think her name. It's the wife of a country singer did a cover of it, and then it started trending again. But people are using it to like romanticize living in the South. But the whole song is about an innocent man being hung because he was tried without due process. Mm-hmm. I'm like, we should maybe listen to the lyrics of that song. Maybe we could listen. We could look around.
Back in Bible school, they used to teach me what was called active listening, where they would snap their fingers at you and say active listening, and then you would actually hear and process the words they were saying. And they trained us like dogs. They sure enough did. But now I'm 26 and I still know how to active listen, so pop off.
They used to also come around and say, if someone was holding a gun to your head and told you to rebuke Jesus, would you do it?
Yeah. Girl, they'd ask you in front of the whole class.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm 6.
Yeah, no,
I don't even understand the concept of death.
That's the thing, is we were like not even in double digits.
Yeah. Well, you know what they say. Train them young.
Train them young.
Get followers for life. Anyways, let's move along.
Okay, let's get into what we're here for, which is the rest of the Atlantic Division. We're going to start with the Buffalo Sabres because I feel like we start with the least successful and we move to the most, maybe?
Sure. I mean, I love to talk about the Sabres. I don't, but I love to talk about Tage Thompson.
Yes. Okay, so the Buffalo Sabres motorsport equivalent, the guy who walks behind all the cars after a formation lap and like waves the green flag that they're lined up. It's Formula One thing. I can't give you any extra context on that. But what is the purpose? Like, that's fun and cute, but is there a real reason that that's still around? It doesn't contribute anything to the race because everything else is so high tech at this point, yet it's still an outdated and older thing to do. Seems like he has fun though. Like, the Sabres they just can't compete.
No.
And quite frankly, they never have. Not since like the 70s at least.
I can't believe they haven't folded that organization, to be honest.
Believe they haven't folded. I can't believe they haven't moved. I can't believe that Pagula is still the owner of it. What's his first name? I don't remember. Terry
Pagula.
that Terry Pagula still owns it. I would think that he would have sold it by now. I don't know. They need to change something. They moved to Birmingham.
They need to change everything.
Yeah.
Everything
truly.
except Tag.
And the media.
Why? Do they have good media? Do they have nice media?
I like the media girly that did it.
Oh, well, never.
I follow her.
Yeah, I mean, the Gen Zers who are holding down the socials, I'm never talking about them.
Oh, yeah. Now, the Sabres have 0 Stanley Cups. They've made the finals twice, but not in the 2000s. They made them in 75 and 99.
What are we doing here?
I know. Exactly. They've had 55 seasons and 29 playoff appearances, which is decent because that's 53%, but they haven't made the playoffs in the past 14 seasons. And when they go, they've made the conference finals almost every single time, but again, they haven't gone in 14 seasons. Like, if that was a child, it would be learning how to drive soon.
Maybe in Arkansas, you don't learn how to drive until 15.
Well, they're going
in
on
Arkansas,
15.
you learn how to drive at 14.
You're right.
That's the country for you.
That's the country. No, literally, because, like,
I'm the
you're not getting around any other way.
I mean, you're walking. I mean, we walked on plenty of railroad tracks, and we did not
Which
die.
is crazy. Whenever I tell people, like, yeah, you should just walk the railroad tracks, they're always so concerned. I'm like, the trains only ran at night.
I mean, if the train runs, you're just going to get down. You know, you can hear it.
Yeah.
We were paying attention.
Absolutely.
Either that or you were taking your four-wheeler around. Like,
Yeah.
it's the country.
Yeah.
Like, the scariest thing out there are the wildlife.
No, literally. Literally.
And that's on childhood innocence.
Yes.
Anyways, I don't know why there's still an organization. I don't even know where to begin to say. I think everything. They need to scrap the whole thing. They need to fold the organization.
I think they need new management, a new owner, a new player.
I think they have like a pretty decent fan base.
Yeah.
Because they're similar to, well, they're just loyal. I'll just say that. They're loyal.
Hope's husband, our cousin, is a Sabres fan.
Yeah, because he's from Buffalo. That's what I'm saying. They're loyal.
Yeah. Okay, their best season was the 06-07 season. They were division championships. They went to the playoffs. They had a record of 53-22-7, which is a pretty good record.
What happened?
They lost in the conference finals to Ottawa.
That's fair.
Yeah. Their worst season I put as 2013 through 2014, where they only won 21 games, and they were easily the last team in the league.
Golly.
Yeah.
Who even plays for them other than Take? I need to be careful with my cup, because last time I had one of these, it went kaput.
Alex Lyon has been traded to Buffalo.
Oh my God, I forgot about that.
Me too. I put him as the player to keep an eye out for.
That is so disrespectful to Take. That man is on Team USA.
No, because
he is the only good player on that team that I know of.
Listen. Their top player I put as Take Thompson.
Okay.
You didn't let me get there. Highly marketable. Easily the best player on that team. He led the team in both points and goals last season. A very reliable center. He was rated one of the top 20 in the league. Puts in over 18 minutes of ice time a night, which is a lot for a forward.
He's a center.
Yeah, but he's a forward.
I was making sure. I'm trying to pay more attention to what position players play. Because to me, you're either defense or you're a goaltender or you're a forward. I don't know your wing. Fair. I don't know where you're at.
That's fair.
I only know that Nick Suzuki is a center.
Nick Suzuki's a center.
I think Nico Heischer is a center.
Nico's a center. Jack Hughes is a center. Well, Jack Hughes flip-flops. It's weird because of the forwards, they'll flip-flop some. But, like, Jack Hughes was a center last season. Kirby Dach's a center.
I just feel like they're all a bit fluid with their positions if you play any form of a forward.
Well, then, too, like, you'll get thrown out of the playoff dot and you'll see someone take a face-off and maybe that clicks in your head. Oh, he's a center. No. He's not. He's a wing. He just jumped in there.
I know.
It is interesting.
Are you going to talk about how he, like, married his childhood sweetheart
No, you go
And
for
then
it.
she had cancer. She got diagnosed with cancer like super young. Thankfully, she beat it. And then they're parents of 2, maybe 3 kids now. I thought that man was like 22. He's like a full-grown adult.
Oh.
He's like pretty outspoken about his Christian faith. I haven't looked into what exactly he's outspoken. I didn't know where he falls on like the stall to us Christian pipeline.
The stall to Slavin, because like they're both Christians, but I fear they're slightly different Christians.
Yeah, there's definitely degrees.
Yeah. Interesting. The Sabres.
I love that man.
So the Buffalo Sabres were founded, or they debut in the same year as the Buffalo Bills, and there were like 2 or 3 other teams in New York that debut all at the same time.
Is this the other team that Terry owns?
Yeah, Terry Pagula also owns the Buffalo Bills. Granted, they are more successful, especially in recent years, than the Sabres.
Is that Josh Allen's team?
Yes, it is.
Okay, I only know that because I love Hailey Steinfeld. Haley Steinfeld. I so immediately embarrassed myself.
Yeah, look
I love
at you. Knowing sports outside of your normal
I
realm.
know him. He speaks well about her, as he should.
Yeah. I have a couple of just like random things. I just won't get over it. So when this team was founded at the same time as the Canucks, they had the expansion draft. In order to find out who got the first pick, they literally did Wheel of Fortune, spun a wheel. The Canucks were given the numbers 1 through 10, and the Sabres were given the numbers 11 through 30, or 11 through 20, and it landed on number 11, so the Sabres got the first pick.
My thing is, that's the kind of whimsy I like to hear about.
I think that's so funny. Also, in 1989, Alexander Malengi became the first Soviet player to defect to the NHL, or to play in the NHL.
I recall.
And he he paved the way for the Russian players. Mm-hmm. There are now well over 65 active Russian players in the NHL right now. Most notably, Alexander Ovechkin and Ivan Demidov and Sebastian Kochekov. God, Svechnikov. Not you mouthing it to me.
Well, I knew you were going to get there.
And
yeah, those are some of my favorite players right there.
Yeah. Tim Horton also played for the Sabres.
Bro,
Horton.
I want to talk shit for a moment.
Okay.
Because one of the worst cups of coffee. Let me tell you about my experience in Montreal at Tim Hortons. I knew it was going to be shit coffee because it had the same vibe as, like, that is y'all's Starbucks in Canada, is how I pictured it in my head. So I go in. What do they have on the menu? They have a mocha. So I say, can I get an iced mocha? He said, what? I said, can I get an iced mocha? He said, what is that? I said, that is basically a coffee with chocolate syrup in it. And he said, I think we can do that. But his face was very much, I don't think we can do that. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, crazy. He was like, how much ice do you want in it? And that's the moment I knew. That is when I was like, I'm paying for this and I'm going to take one sip and throw it away.
Yep.
So he brought me a cup with ice in it and I was like, yeah, sure, that's fine, whatever. Then he goes and he makes something and he hands it to me. And I know from the appearance, it is just a hot chocolate. It is the worst hot chocolate I've ever. If you told me that it was brown water, I would say yes. And I'll never go to a Tim Hortons again. And then their donuts.
Their donuts weren't even good. I think, look, here's my thing. Is it just that one?
Tell me, is this a universal Tim Hortons experience? I don't normally go to chains.
No.
Other than Seven Brew.
Yeah. You ordered first. So the whole time, first of all, we walked in. I immediately clocked. They have a Sarah Nurse PWHL Barbie doll up on a shelf. Mm-hmm. I clocked it so immediately. So the whole time I was prepping, hi, can I get an iced Americano? Also, how much money would it take for me to buy that PWHL doll off of you? But then your order went so...
Also, I ordered a donut and he never gave me the
donut. Your donut.
But I got charged for that, bitch.
Also, anyways, I didn't... Seeing your experience, I was like, so I just got an iced Americano. Well, I ordered one, and he was like, we don't do that. I was like, it's on the menu. And he was like, oh, we don't do that. So I was like, well, can I just get, like, a coffee then? And I half expected him to say, we don't do that. But it was bad. It was awful. We walked outside, and I immediately threw it away. And then we went to...
We went to our local coffee shop that we had
Yeah.
already found there. Because one thing about us, one of the first things we're going to do is find a local coffee shop.
Yeah, we
that
really
is
do that.
relative to where we're going to be staying.
Yeah.
So that we can go to it every day.
Yeah.
Bonus points if it's got little brekkies. Because that everything scone,
Dude,
that everything bagel scone that we got from that place.
That so frequently still. It was so good. I want to know how they cooked it without the cream cheese in the middle melting.
It wasn't cream cheese, it was butter.
Yeah, even more meltable, dang.
Normal butter shouldn't be melting at room temperature.
But they baked the scone is the thing.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying now.
Yeah. Anyways,
I don't know.
Tim Horton played for the Sabres at the time that he died, which we've talked about his death.
He was strung out on cocaine and a bit shwasted.
Shwasted is an understatement.
He got into a high-speed chase from the police and died.
Yeah.
Like, okay, James Dean.
Literally.
Sir, let's take it down 15 notches and go to rehab.
I remember telling our father about that, and he was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
He played for them. Clint Malarchuk also played for the Sabres when he got his carotid split. They have the longest active playout drought in the NHL. Also, this is the team where Ryan Vins, so they needed a e-bug. Why? That's an interesting moment for me to start using the acronym as opposed to saying an emergency goaltender.
I forgot that all of this was Buffalo's.
Yeah, all of this is Buffalo's.
All of this is Buffalo's history.
So they needed a
They needed an emergency goaltender.
Yeah, they needed an emergency goaltender, and there was like no one in the end. And so their videographer had played goalie in high school. They signed him to a 1-day contract. He never touched the ice, but they let him keep the jersey and the puck.
I love it.
Yeah, I love that too.
That's one of those things that I'm like, everybody liked that.
Yeah. And that's the Buffalo Sabres. Let's go Detroit Red Wings.
My love. Me and who is it? It's not Amelia. Who is my Red Wings girly? Hang on. Me and her chat about the Red Wings. She always sends me the cutest content with them. We talked earlier this week.
They have the cutest content.
Was it? It wasn't Montana. It was Montana. It's Montana.
I'm obsessed with her.
Yeah, Montana sent me that. Someone else. I'm bad with names. I have another Red Wings girly. I cannot remember her name. For some reason, I want to say Stephanie. But there's like me in Montana, and then there's one other girl that we chat about the Red Wings.
Love
them. I don't think it's Amelia. It's definitely not Amelia.
No, I don't think.
But shout out Amelia.
Hey, girlie. How are you? How's Sweden? I'm so jealous.
Dude, we were talking about dating, and she was like, never mind. We need to focus up.
Yes, we need to focus up, because I'm not on the clock, but I am supposed to be in a little bit. It's a work day.
You better work, bitch.
The Detroit Red Wings.
Web Wings.
Web Wings. I'm going to need you to stick with me on this. The Detroit Red Wings motorsport equivalent is Williams. Now, stick with me on it. Specifically just like Carlos Sainz and Alex Albon, and I'll give you a reason. Williams has a rich team history in the sport, as do the Red Wings. They are beloved and hilarious to the media. Despite undeniable talent, there isn't an expectation for a ton of success due to the recent experiences, the recent car franchise, all of that. However, you can't count them out, because every once in a while you'll see a Williams on a podium, and every once in a while you'll see the Red Wings in the playoffs. They have seen a good bit of improvement in recent years, and it's clear that the team cares about them as individuals and as families.
I mean, Carlos Sainz just won the first Williams podium in
Forever.
Yeah,
the Red Wings will just like come out of nowhere.
I like them.
Yeah.
I love their media.
Williams,
their
too.
media is so nice.
Yeah. That's exactly how I feel about Williams.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Now,
I can agree with that characterization.
okay. I said Williams, and I was like, you're going to need to follow me on it.
And I did. I followed you, because I said,
Nope. So they are an original 6 team. They also had a dynasty era, the 50s, really. So 1949 through 1955, they won all of those Stanley Cups.
Yeah, gum.
Or they were, yeah. Well, they were a dynasty. And then they kind of fell off, and they came back up in the 90s, and then they've kind of fell off again. But they've been around 99 seasons. This will be their 100th. They've made 64 playoffs for a 67% ratio. That math does not math. 65% is what I'm going to give them.
Okay.
They're typically out in the conference finals, and they've missed the playoffs the past 9 seasons.
But that's okay, because they're kind of an older team.
Yeah.
So, like, that's still pretty impressive.
Yeah, for sure. Their best season, I put as the 96-97 season. They reached the Stanley Cup Finals and beat the Flyers in 4 straight games in the final series, which is kind of crazy to me. They
really popped off.
Yeah, yeah, literally. They won their first cup in 42 years and would win it again the next season. After celebrations of that 97 cup win, though, I don't know if you remember the Russian Connection, I believe was their name. No, it was
I remember.
It was the French Connection. What was their name?
Hard to pronounce. I do remember that.
All I know is 6 days after celebrations, and they celebrate for like months. So they're
as you should.
Yes, a car accident happened involving a drunk driver. Now, all of the players were drinking, but they called a car, and the driver of that car was drunk. Mm-hmm. Which, like, sucks because they did the right thing.
They did the right thing. They absolutely did.
Yeah. So, Fetisov, I'm just going to list all the players. Fetisov was injured. He went to the hospital. They all went to the hospital. He was released the next day. Manatizkanov had a head injury and was in a coma. But he was released later and made a full comeback.
Okay.
The other player in the car was Konstantinov. He was put into a coma, and that accident ended his career.
Yeah.
Sadly. He did eventually, like, it took years of rehab for him to even be able to walk on his own again, but he did get to that point, but he never played hockey again. The team dedicated that 97-98 season to him, kept a locker stocked with all of his gear, and a small rock that said "Believe" on it.
Cute. Didn't the driver of the car die?
I think so. Yeah. They swept the Capitals in the final series of playoffs to win the cup again that year, and Konstantinov came out on ice and got to lift the cup, and they pushed him around to do his lap, and it just, like, warms...
The way I would have literally sobbed.
I could probably cry if I thought about it too hard now.
Think about how much it meant to him.
Yeah, and his name was engraved on the cup. They recognized him as a player.
Love it.
His name's on the cup. Yeah. Their worst season, you might remember the Dead Wings era, alternatively known as the Darkness with Harkness era.
I do recall those.
Yeah, so they were in a quite a large slump between 1967 and 1982.
It was a rough couple of decades for them.
Yes, it is nicknamed the Darkness with Harkness era because they had a coach. I don't remember his Ned Harkness was hired as head coach.
He was an asshole.
Yes, he was super, super strict. He pushed a two-way style of play that the players didn't like and that they didn't want to play. He demanded short hair, no smoking, and restricted drinking and phone activity.
Like, they're grown adults.
Grown men.
This is not the military.
Yes.
Ned.
So he was head coach and general manager hired in 1970. Now, that is also a very large stretch of time. He was fired.
Yeah,
but,
not soon enough.
Yeah, but also in that 67 to 82 stretch of time, they had a total of 14 head coaches, not including interim coaches.
Well, didn't Ned, when he was just the GM, he still tried to run shit? That's why they couldn't keep a coach.
Probably.
He was... Fuck that guy, respectfully.
You want to know...
Professionally speaking, fuck Ned.
Yeah. You want to know what's kind of crazy is the season records from that era aren't too different from the season records that they've had in recent years. They're slightly better in recent years. Mm-hmm. But, like, overall morale is so much higher than it was back then. That was easily, like, the worst that franchise has ever been. Just, like, in vibes and in records. Just overall. Okay, top players. I've got a few. Patrick Kane.
Yes.
Obviously, I literally...
Do we need to even explain why?
I don't think we do. His best friend, they played together for 5 years in Chicago. They were reunited in Detroit. Alex DeBrincat. He actually led goals last season.
You know what I would love if Jonathan Toews got reunited with them?
Taze.
Well, that's not how he spells his name.
That is not how it's spelled. Correct.
It is so confusing trying to pronounce names that are not at all how they're spelled.
Dude, Brady Shea. I remember finding out about the Jack guys, and I showed you their name, and I was like, how would you pronounce this?
I wouldn't. I would say, you there.
Yeah. I also, honorable mention, Lucas Raymond led the team in points. He's a major asset to the future of the organization because he's only 23 years old. So they are really trying to build it around him.
I don't even know who that man is.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
I think this actually may have been his first season.
Okay, well, that makes me feel better.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm only familiar with Alex and Patrick on this team.
Yeah, that's fair. One of the weaknesses of their organization, Mike Ilitch, who had been a longtime owner of the Red Wings, passed away in 2017, and they have, like, literally never been the same since. They haven't made the playoffs since either. That was the last time that they made the playoffs. So
I don't think that's what he wanted for y'all.
I don't think that is either. Couple notable things. Best media out there.
They have really good media. Yes.
Yes. From 1984 through 2016, they only missed the playoffs twice. So that's 32 seasons. So, like, they're really good, just not recently. And in the 50s, they had the production line.
Ooh.
Let me just read.
I recall.
Dude.
I don't recall the players, but I recall the name.
Dude. Gordie Howe.
Yeah.
Ted Lindsay.
Yep.
And Sid Abel.
Hey, there's a couple trophies from those names.
Yeah, for real, there is. I also think it's interesting. Oh, the octopuses. Sometimes they throw octopuses on ice, not the team, a fan. And if you're thinking, oh, a plush octopus, that's kind of fun. No, it's a real one.
I don't like it.
Like, I wish that it was a plush one, like a fake one.
Yeah, like, just do the thing that Jeez, let me try that again. Just do what the Panthers fans do and just get the toy rats. That's fine. Why are you... I don't like it.
Yeah. Also, their first season, because this is an original team, their first season, they played in Ontario. They played in Windsor, Ontario, because there wasn't an arena in Detroit.
I mean, that makes sense.
Which I think is so funny for some reason.
That makes sense.
Okay.
The Windsor Wings.
The Windsor Wings. They were called the Detroit Red Wings.
Oh, I know, but, like, it would have been a really easy transition.
Actually, they were the Detroit Cougars at that time.
Rawr.
Rawr.
We're going to date so much younger than us. Crazy. Legal, but crazy.
Okay, the Toronto Maple Leafs.
My loves.
Yes, I put them as the second Red Bull seat.
Yes.
Nobody will ever be good enough. Despite being good, fans and media still say they're bad and they're struggling, or strictly because they're struggling to match the success prior to them.
Their fans are so fucking rude to them.
I was about to say, I don't know if that makes sense.
I actually am so pissed at the way that they treat their players. It's ridiculous. And then Emma was talking about how they really don't have a strong fan base because they're just, like, whoring it out to the business people. So the only people who go to the games, pardon our dog, are, like, going for business meetings and stuff like that. Like, I don't like that.
I was going to mention that. Let me finish this, though. It doesn't mean that there's any less talent there, just that there's more talent in other places. And people... Like, I'll let you explain the max seat in a second. If you're bad, their fans will literally run you out of town.
See Mitch Marner.
Their team has had a lot of success and a long stretch where nobody could get close to them, but they have somehow moved into a second seat. Like, Max Verstappen So Red Bull, for a long period of time now, ever since Max Verstappen really stepped into his own within that team, has been trying to find a second driver that can match what Max Verstappen can do in the car. The unfortunate thing is Max Verstappen is just so good, and that car is built for him, that anybody else that gets into that car is not as good as him.
He's a generational talent.
Yeah, he is a generational talent.
He's a 4-time consecutive world champion.
And so the team just like throws out people in that second seat all the time and just replaces them over and over again, hoping that somebody will be as good as him, but nobody can be as good as him.
They talk very poorly about them publicly in the media.
Yeah, they do.
Throw them under the bus. It's a incredibly toxic seat to try and fill.
For sure.
Checo did it the best.
Checo did do it the best.
They did him...
And the longest.
They did him wrong because they tried to say that the car was perfect and that Checo somehow was a shit driver, even though last season he was, like, tied for second, or maybe it was third. No, yeah, I think it was third. And then, what do you know, they've put in, like, 3 other drivers in that seat, and no one can do even close to what Checo could do because the car shit.
Yeah. So the Maple Leafs are another Original 6 team. We're talking about 3 of them this episode. Mm-hmm. They have 13 Stanley Cups. Most recent, though, was 1967.
That's not surprising.
Yeah, they've been to the playoffs 74 times out of the 99 seasons that they've been around, so 75%, which is actually very high. Mm-hmm. However, recently at least, they are out in round 1.
I think that it's not recognized how talented the NHL is. Yeah. You can't just be like a legacy team and expect to be better. Like, it's so freaking even across the NHL, other than, like, the Sabres and the Sharks.
Yeah.
Anyways, for the most part, in the talented teams, like, there's no grace given by the fans or the media.
It's true.
It's horrible. It's a toxic work environment from my perspective. I would hate to work there.
Ditto. Dude, in Toronto, so their best season I actually put as the 2021-22 season. They broke their franchise record, which, first of all, to be this old of a franchise and still be breaking your records is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
They had 115 points, so team-wise, not necessarily goals, and 54 wins. They were second in the league still, though, which is crazy. And they lost in round 1 of the playoffs to Tampa, who went on to win the Cup.
Well, the playoffs are just a completely different monster than regular season.
I didn't fully believe people until watching playoffs for the first
with
time, and I was
eyes.
like, geez, this really is a completely different game.
Yeah, once I had to we went from, like, a PG-13 to, like, a rated R. And I was like not prepared. I was like, I didn't realize I'd be laying down my life in the playoffs. Sorry. I didn't realize, even though y'all clearly told me.
Yeah. Their worst seasons, plural, the 80s. Just like the whole decade. Conn Smythe, I know that had owned them, passed away. And Harold Ballard bought his shares to take the majority ownership of the team. He had very publicly disputed players. I didn't say that right. He had a lot of arguments with players very publicly. And
Harold's a really hard name to live with.
And under him, they went on, quote, a downwards spiral. They were barely competitive. They didn't have a single winning season record. And they missed the playoffs 6 times, which the fact that they didn't have winning records 4 of those seasons and still made playoffs is crazy. Who would you put their top player as?
You know I'm biased as hell.
Did you say William Nylander?
Of course!
Because that's who I put.
It's William Nylander. It's Joseph Wall. He's my wonder wall. It's Matthew Nyes. It's Austin Matthews.
Yeah.
John Tavares. Sorry, Tavares. I know better than that.
They've got
I would say Mitch Marner, but no, y'all thought for sure that he was the problem.
Yeah. William Nylander steps up and when the team just like gives up,
they fold in playoffs so easy.
Do. And then William Nylander's out here trying to carry the thing on his back. He's insanely talented, a beautiful skater. Like, just watch him
He's
skate.
a very pretty skater. No one's prettier than Mitch Marner skating.
Yeah, that's fair.
Especially his ballerina warm-ups.
Now he's in those ugly Vegas uniforms. So dude, it's not pretty.
I saw him in that Vegas uniform on ice actually this morning on my feed, and I was like, yeah, that's okay. He looks happier. Yeah. I'm going to have to, it's going to take me a while to get used to it. I just don't like their uniforms. That's okay.
Yeah. But he makes something out of nothing is what I put. Honorable mention, Matthew Nyes, who is built like a brick wall. And Joseph Wall, speaking of walls, I just like him playing Interstellar on piano is enough for me to rate him up there. Also, he's on leave right now for personal reasons.
Yeah.
Fun fact.
So I hope it works out. I don't know what it is. I don't need to know what it is, but respectfully, stay blessed.
Yeah. Strengths and weaknesses as an organization. Lots of players who play well, but they still somehow don't have enough support, I don't think. Their fans will run you out of the city. The city is terrible to be in when the team is bad. Like, if you are a member of this team, it's going to be hell living there if you're bad. Ticket prices are steep, and their crowds are largely business-related and vendors? Sure.
Businessmen.
This is another one of those, they should be way better than they are team. And I think that it's strictly because playoffs come around and they just
Do you want to know what I think is a big problem?
What?
I think that they don't have a good fan base. They don't have a real fan base. I think if they would lower their ticket prices, build a loyal Toronto fan base.
The crowds are
because
so
the crowds
quiet.
are so quiet. You know what a good crowd does to the energy of a game.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That's my 2 cents. No one asked for it, but here you go.
Notable things, they were founded out of pettiness.
Oh my God, yes.
For more on that, go to our original episode about them where we talked so much about it. They have 11 Dynasty-era seasons. I'm not going to list them all because that's a lot.
Thank God, it'll give me flashbacks.
Yeah. In 1949, they became the first NHL team to win 3 straight cups, a record since broken by the Montreal Canadiens, who won 5 in a row from 1956 through 1960.
Period, poo.
They have This is so weird to me, and I commented on it when I was making my notes to you. They have 13 Stanley Cups, but no conference championships because they haven't won a cup since conferences were established.
Ain't that crazy?
Isn't that crazy?
Who else? Wasn't there a team from last episode that something very similar had happened?
I think so.
Something about like they didn't have conferences.
Yeah.
I'll listen to it when I listen to the episode.
I think it may have been when True, because that episode's not out yet. They are monetarily, they are the most valuable team in the league. Estimated $2.8 billion.
Jeez.
Right. The Rangers are second, in case you're wondering, at 2.652. The top 3 are 3 of the oldest teams in the league.
Okay.
Because third is Montreal at $2.3 billion.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
Makes me uncomfortable to hear numbers that high.
And speaking of Montreal, me who works with numbers that high on a day-to-day basis.
Who has been talking about the Habs since the episode started.
I know. So the Montreal Canadiens motorsport equivalent.
We have a poster.
Canadiens motorsport love. I put them as the phrase.
Oh my God, I have on my Montreal Canadiens shirt too. Wow, I didn't even know we were talking about the Habs today.
I have my Lane Hudson phone case.
Period. We're habbed out.
And we also have a video from Kendra, same Kendra as this collab, singing God Bless America, but God Bless Lane Hudson. I'll insert it.
'Cause I'm proud to love Lane Hudson and watch him play hockey. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. Brett Kulak, from his girl in Minnesota. His girlfriend is from Minnesota. Shout out Kylie. to the hills of Tennessee. From Boston, go Terriers, to North Barrington, that's where he grew up. And New York to LA, there's pride in every Hudson heart, and it's time we stand and say that I'm proud of love Lane Hudson and watch him play hockey. Guys, I don't know how to belt without being a silly guy.
But
She's such a queen for that.
She's so freaking funny.
Laughed so hard when I was listening to it. I love it.
I put them as the phrase green, green, green. Which if you watch IndyCar at the start of every race or at a restart after like a safety car or something, they will come over the radio and go green, 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 green.
Well, they do a running start.
Yeah.
So they'll do the formation lap, but in Formula 1, you go to your spots and then you have like your countdown. But in IndyCar, if everything's set up right, you just get a green, 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 green right as you cross the line.
Yeah.
And then shit is on. Vroom, vroom.
It
is the adrenaline.
The start to an IndyCar race, just watching them get in formation.
Right here.
Oh my God.
I love it.
So my explanation for this, it represents the start of a race. It gives you a slight adrenaline rush and gets me excited to see what is to come and who is going to have the most success. In other instances, it can also be a restart of a race after an incident has occurred that needed a safety car. Now that they are towards the end of a rebuild, I get the same excitement watching them as I do hearing green, green, green during a race.
They're just like a very young and exciting team. Like, I love the coach. I love the players. It's just a good time. I like their uniforms. I like Kent Hughes. I just like them.
Yeah. Okay, you've guessed it. They're an Original Six team.
Wow, spoilers.
It's crazy. They are actually the original one.
They are.
They are the oldest running sports franchise ever in any sport.
Their last playoff wag jackets and like hats that said the original ones, I'm sorry, those to me ate. The aura associated with being the original one.
Dude. So they were founded in 1909.
They founded this sport.
Basically. They are the most heavily decorated NHL team, like, by a large margin.
Well, it's not exactly level playing field.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair. They have 24 Stanley Cups.
Which is not enough.
Not enough for my liking. I'm not gonna lie. Their most recent one was in 1993. So they've got the Leafs beat in that. They've won one very recently. And sometimes you'll see they've got 23 Stanley Cups. One of them was before the NHL was like actually founded. So you might see that discrepancy. But I say 24 because where they interview players in the intermission, there's a wall of all 24 Stanley Cups behind them.
The aura.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good.
It's a beautiful sight.
Yes. So they've got the highest playoff percentage so far. 99 seasons, 86 appearances for 87%.
Dang, that's not bad at all.
However, recently they've been out more in round 1 or round 2.
See my previous comments about how hard it is to compete in the playoffs.
Exactly. Especially year to year even.
Yeah.
So their best season in recent years I put as 2020 to 2021. It was a 56-game season. So when I tell you that they won 24 games,
it doesn't mean the same.
It doesn't mean the same. They 24, 21, 11. They made the Cup finals before losing to the Tampa Bay Lightning.
It happens. Those Florida teams, they really just clinch the final spot.
They really do. They clinch like they've got it. Never mind.
They clinch so hard.
Their worst season, though, I put as the following one, the 2021-22 season.
Well, didn't they have a lot of people retire from that Stanley Run team?
Yes and no. Like, we'll just say yeah. They had quite a few people leave.
Yeah, that they weren't really expected for.
Yeah.
Retired.
So after exiting the Cup finals the previous season, they had a record of 22-49-11. So that was an 82-game season. 22 wins. They entered a 3-year playoff drought. In 2022, January, they announced Kent Hughes to become the new general manager. They officially start a rebuild. Mm-hmm. Thank God.
They needed to.
Kent Hughes was a very unconventional pick for general manager because he had never coached. He wasn't a general manager. He was a player agent.
They love to do that. It's a team of untraditional picks.
Yes, because in February of 2022, they hire Martin St. Louis as head coach, who had also, the only coaching experience he had was his son's youth hockey team.
Which is also funny because he was a Tampa Bay player.
Yes.
Who beat them out for the Stanley Cup, and they were like, come work for us.
Well, this was not the same season.
Well, I know, but he played for the team that beat them out of the Stanley Cup.
Fair. That is
He
fair.
was like a well-known Tampa Bay player.
Yeah.
In my head.
A few people had been trying to pick him up to join their staff. Most notably Tampa Bay. He turned down pretty much everybody, except he did become a special teams consultant for the Blue Jackets in 2019. This past season was the best since they made the Cup Finals.
Yeah.
So the rebuild's working, for sure. It's exciting to watch. Also, I found out in one of the games that I was watching, he runs their power play now, which makes sense knowing that he was a special teams consultant for the Blue Jackets.
That does make a lot of sense.
Yeah, he just was like, I'll run this thing now.
He's like, I've got experience. This is actually what I know how to do, for sure.
Yeah. Their top player, I put Nick Suzuki.
Agreed.
Yeah, he's a captain. He is like, teams go for either a guy who's a great leader or their best player to be their captain. He is like both.
Yeah.
He is captain in every sense of the term. He was selected 13th overall by Vegas in 2019.
I forget that he was a Golden Knight. He was
never actually a Golden Knight. He never played for them. He was traded, or his rights were traded to Montreal in 2018, and he made his debut in 2019 with the Canadiens. He's a center.
Mm-hmm. I do know that. I knew that.
He played pretty well his first season, nothing super special, but he's just like really stepped into his own. He was mentored by Eric Stahl, who mentored him, and Jesperi Kotkaniemi, who... Why did...
Kotkaniemi?
They pronounce it Kotkaniemi, but I've always said Kotkaniemi.
Kotkaniemi is a name that I haven't heard in far too long.
Yeah. Eric Stahl did kind of mentor both of them and helped them with consistency. Now...
Well, he did a good job.
He did a good job. He's a great player. There's no doubting that.
He's a very consistent player.
Very consistent player, yeah. With a long career. Mm-hmm. Nick Suzuki was named captain in 2022 at just 23 years old, around that same time that St. Louis and Kent Hughes were all brought in as well. And, just recently we found out he has been taking French classes, and he did an interview in French for the first time.
Wow, I didn't realize he had done that.
Yeah, so Sidney Crosby in 2022 advised him to take French classes to be able to connect with the community a bit better.
I do recall.
And yeah, he did his first interview in French at the beginning of preseason, and he just talked about like what we've always said, like, this is their language. I want to be able to communicate with them in their own language.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
We like to see it.
Who to keep an eye out for? Ivan Demidov. I am so excited to see him play a full season. I just think
I would love for him and Florian to be on a line.
Yes. I just think he's a very likable kid. And he is a kid.
Yeah, he's like, what, 19?
I think
is he a teen or is he a young adult?
I actually think he might be like 21, 22.
Let me look it up. He's got a very, very young face.
Yes.
He's got a Lane Hudson face.
Yes, and he does have a Lane Hudson face. Like, he just seems sweet. I hope that they protect him.
He's 19.
That's 19?
why he's got a baby face. I knew he was young. Didn't I say 19? Write it down.
Yeah, he is a kid. I don't know, I'm excited. He played one regular season game last year and had a goal and an assist on his first 2 shifts. Now, playoffs, I can't hold playoffs against him because I can't hold playoffs against any of the Habs. Just because I don't want to.
I actively choose not to hold it against him.
I actively choose to not
I don't hold it
that.
against any of them.
Yeah, but he's very hardworking. He's so incredibly talented. Like, I'm just really excited.
He's someone I'm very interested to see how he's going to evolve. I think
Absolutely.
the Habs know how to develop players. So I'm quite excited.
Yeah.
Excited. I'm pretty sure I stuttered when I said it. Excited.
So, strengths and weaknesses. I only put a strength.
I'll say a weakness.
Okay. They're a young and hungry team. Like, that's an understatement, honestly. And it is very clear that their management cares about them and their success as individuals, but also as an organization.
You caught it. You caught my stutter. I'm sorry.
As an organization.
Their weaknesses, their small guys are their star players.
Their small guys are their star players. That's true.
Demidov he's small.
He does.
Lane Hudson is small. Cole Caulfield is short.
Yeah.
And no, I think he's like a decent size. Like, they're small.
Cole's
they
short
need
but
to
jacked.
be bulking like crazy.
Yeah.
And they get injured quite a bit too. Which, like, they're young and they're small.
Yeah, and the injuries, though, it's to the same guys. It's to Kirby Dach and Patrick Laine and Caden Gooley. It's to the same guys.
Well, unfortunately, I care deeply about the success of Caden Gooley and Kirby Dach.
Yeah, and I guess Patrick Laine.
You care more about Patrick than I do. He's a nice guy.
He is a nice guy.
His preseason outfit was horrible. His pregame outfit.
The green crushed satin tracksuit.
But I really can't say much because my style is not fancy.
Look, you either love his style or not. I appreciate that he incorporates colors and patterns and all the things. Mm-hmm. I'm also glad to see that they haven't fully gone away from the Blazers.
My thing is, if you put him and his outfits on Emily is in Paris,
yeah,
it would fit right in.
Absolutely.
That just came to me.
So they've got 14 Dynasty era seasons. Just like if you put the years 1955 through 1980 in a hat and you just drew one out, odds are they won the cup.
Good for them.
You know, there's a couple in there that they didn't, but
they had a good couple of decades.
Yes. One more thing that I'll say about them, they have like a team motto. I love when a team has a motto.
I like when it's a good motto.
Yes. So this is French, but it translates in English to you from failing hands we throw the torch, be yours to hold it high. Written the year of their first Stanley Cup, and they have a torch that every once in a while they bring out on ice for funsies, and I just think it's a vibe. I love the torch.
The last person I saw carry the torch was Galley.
Suzuki is the last one I saw.
That makes sense too.
Yeah. It just makes me happy. I just like that it's signifying like, oh, we're passing this on to you.
No. Oh, I love it. I love everything about that team that I know of.
Yeah, me
Don't
too.
change.
I freaking love the Canadiens. I'm putting all my eggs in their basket.
Them and the Devils are just very dear to me. Some of the Canucks. I am careful. Did you see in the Canucks video, they were like, oh my God, never mind. That's not the video I want to talk about. A different Canucks video. They basically were like, what? They basically were like, say something nice or whatever. Say something nice about someone on the team or like something like that. And Elias Pettersson, the original one, was like...
Because you do have to preface.
Because there's 1,000 Petterssons. They're collecting them all. And there's actually multiple Elias Petterssons. But he was like, it was really nice of Brock to sign here. And honestly, that was enough to make me remember that I love them.
It was really convenient for me that he signed here.
He's like, thanks for not leaving, King.
Did we talk about JT Miller's the captain of the Rangers? I think we talked about that in the last episode.
I've definitely talked about that with Amelia.
Yeah.
And someone else.
Yeah.
Hold, because it is important. Because someone, who was it? Was it Kate that was like, hey, do y'all know?
I just love that
no,
we have our
them.
girly pups that we DM with.
Yeah, for sure. I think it was Amelia. Yes, it was me and Amelia were talking about it.
Sorry, my eye was
Can't
twitching.
wait. We did talk about that in the last video, didn't we?
I think we did too.
Anyways, he's the captain. It's really, really interesting.
Yeah.
He definitely is a Rangers player through and through.
Oh,
I think
for sure.
he is toxic as hell. However,
Yeah.
in that sort of an organization, that is their whole vibe. I think it was Spitting Chicklets that said basically that they're trying to bring back bully culture.
I was about to talk about that. Honestly, I think
That's the most I've ever agreed with them, however they phrased it.
I don't know if it was Spitting Chicklets or if it was, what's the two brothers? Oh my God. It's going to bother me.
It wasn't the two brothers.
It wasn't.
That I saw.
Okay. Well, yeah, you're right, Tom Dangs. This is awful. Sorry. Sorry. Sorry, just got to do it.
Tom, you're right.
You're right. Shit, what was I saying? Oh, yeah, they were basically saying, like, yeah, the Rangers are wanting to bring back the bullying era of the Rangers. And for sure they are. And I do think that JT Miller would be a great leader at that from the sounds of it. Mm-hmm. Now, I don't know. He's definitely a Ranger through and through. That'll be interesting to see him as a captain.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't actually... I haven't thought about JT Miller since the whole Canucks of it all went down. I've spoken, and me and Amelia were talking about it. I really disagree with how the media and the organization pitted him and Pettersson against each other and summarily said that it was all their fault that they were having a bad season, those two. I hate everything about how that was handled. I think that is childish, it's immature, and it's disrespectful to your players to
I agree.
have that sort of an atmosphere and to allow that sort of questioning every single week. And then they were surprised when they didn't pull it together. I think all of that was bullshit. But I don't like JT Miller.
Do we think that the Canucks will be a good contender this year?
I couldn't tell you. They have all of the same players are their stars are still there. So
how are they doing?
They have every opportunity to be as good as they were 2 seasons ago. They have no excuses.
They lost.
It's not like they brought in it's not like they brought in a new coach. They just promoted one of theirs. They promoted fucking Quinn's coach. So
yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, I
hope so.
Never mind. I'm not gonna get into it. They lost game 1 of preseason. Granted, here's the thing. Here's the motto of preseason. If we win, we're gonna have an incredible season. If we lose, it's just preseason. It means nothing. They lost 5-3 to the Kraken in game 1 of preseason.
Who was playing?
Let's see. Vince Dunn for the Kraken because he was 3rd star of the game. For Vancouver, Nada Hughes inside. One Elias Pettersson, the defenseman.
Mm-hmm. Was Brock playing?
No.
Was Tyler Myers playing?
No. So that
was
game
Connor
doesn't
Garland playing?
No. So that
then
game doesn't
we have
count.
No idea. Yeah.
They beat Calgary in their 2nd game of preseason with Tyler Myers, Marcus Pettersson.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I love Marcus Pettersson. I'm excited about that man.
Do they have Riley Stillman? No, that's Chase Stillman. I don't know you. Sorry, Diva.
Okay, anyways, we've yapped for way too long. We have stuff we need to do.
We've yapped a lot. I need to get back to work.
It's 1 p.m. Okay. Okay, this has been so much fun. We'll see you next episode to talk about more teams.
Well, this was our last Eastern Conference. We're going to the Western Conference next.
Okay, bye. See you next episode.